Yep, the day Helldivers 2 almost died by the Act Man. So, a bit of context on my end. I did react to this video last week, but for whatever reason, my audio was not able to be picked up. Well, my desktop audio. And actually, there is a reason. I lowered my desktop audio significantly on OBS, so nothing picked up really. There was no audio essentially, is what I'm getting at. So I couldn't use that one. So we're gonna react to this, and yeah, obviously this is pre-watched. I do have a lot to say that wasn't heard. So you know what? Hey, we're getting a double dose of this video. Again, this is by the Act Man. You should check him out. He does a lot of interesting videos. Here we go.
Super Earth, our home.
Yep.
Prosperity. Liberty. Hi there.
PC, PS5.
Democracy. Our way of life. Oh, hello.
Invite the squad.
But freedom doesn't come free.
Yeah.
No! Sweet liberty! No!
So yeah. Essentially, what the entire thing was Sony, who obviously, you know, if you've been living under a rock, Sony, who owns PlayStation, wanted to actually make it so that you had to link a PSN account to your Steam to play Helldivers. And they're also doing this for Ghost of Tsushima. I think they were going to do this for like their newer titles as well. But obviously PC players do not want to you know, do that. So yeah, there was massive backlash. Understandably so. But you know, Sony walked it back eventually, so you won't really have to worry about linking a PSN. It's still good. It's still an option, but it's not mandatory essentially. So if you if you actually want to link your PSN account, yeah, you could go ahead and do that. No one's stopping you, but yeah, with how much Sony gets hacked, I wouldn't recommend it. That's just me. I would not recommend it. Yeah, again, so I said I wasn't going to read this last week when I reacted to this. Oh god. When my sinuses as bad as they are, I probably shouldn't read this. It's frozen on screen if you want to read it. I was going to read it, but yeah, sinuses are not good right now, so not gonna do it. Not gonna do that. Yep, here's the rest of it. Good? We all good? Okay, well, you could have paused it, so yeah, we're good. Okay, let's continue. Hang on. Oh yeah, this is a tweet by Zandy. I've lost access to my main Helldivers 2 account because I live in the Philippines. Can't buy it because it's been removed from the store. Can't use VPN because I'll get banned. I have enough footage for like one more vid, but after that, it's over for me. Oh, that's really unfortunate. If you don't know who Zanny is, he is a big YouTuber. Well, big in the sense of like I think 100, not 100, like 1 mil, like I think 1 or 2 mil. And he is from the Philippines, so. And as I have said before, and like it's been seen, they haven't Sony has not relisted the game, or you know, whoever, actually it's Steam who hasn't relisted the game essentially. So until they do that, a lot of people are still gonna be locked out of it. So yeah, not a good situation.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. The automatons have taken over Sony. Wait, no, dude, it's not even Sony. It's Snowy. Snowy headquarters. I didn't even notice that in my initial, like, on the initial watch through. The automatons have taken over Snowy headquarters. Oh, bro. Spell checking not even once.
I'm doing my part.
Sony on a random Friday in May. I have a PSN and I play on PS5, but holy shite, Sony. Leave our PC homies alone. Yeah. Yeah, they did. They did, thank God. But yeah, this was not a good situation when it first arise. Yeah. And yes, the third front is Sony. That is the third. They are the third bad guy. You have the automatons, the Terminids, and you have the Empire of Sony, who is the third. Who is our third adversary? Feels bad, man. PlayStation Prime 2. I didn't even realize a lot of these memes. When I first, actually, yeah, I did, but again, couldn't use a video, so. Oh, excuse me. Oh god, excuse me. Yeah, you know, I said I probably shouldn't drink coffee, you know, before I stream. Yeah, that's why. That's why I just get. Ugh. Say no to Sony. Say no to Sony. United we stand, divided we fall. Bro, these are really good, actually. Like, these are really good. I like these. And the automatons have taken over Sony, Sonoy HQ, as it's seen right here.
Look familiar?
Yes. It does look familiar. God, look at all these freaking. Yep. See, it's Snowy HQ. Oh, that's really funny to me for some ungodly reason. I don't know why. But again, look at all these negative reviews, dude. Like, people just blasted this game for making such a brain-dead decision. Oh my god. Yeah, it was just like all cylinders pointed at Sony and just, you know, it was not a good situation. Make it rain. Liberate the game. Yep. Keep it coming. We need your support. Review bomb. No. Orbital dislike. Yes. Ah, I love this. I love all of these memes. They're amazing. Yeah, like, again, I said this before, and I'll say it again. It baffles me that, you know, Helldivers 2 beat out Overwatch 2 in terms of dislikes. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, negative reviews. Oh my god, that is wild to me. Like, a game that was openly a scam was beat out by, you know, a Game of the Year contender in terms of negative reviews. Like, wow. That is just wild to me. That's absolutely crazy. Helldivers 2 boss impressed by players' willpower in reversing PlayStation Network requirement. Yeah, that's commendable. It's very commendable. Honestly, they shouldn't have pushed us to begin with. I mean, to be fair, they were going to actually make this a requirement at launch, but with how great the game actually did, They decided, they would hold back on making it a requirement. I think it was due in part because of the massive influx of players that, the servers couldn't actually handle that how many players were drawn in by this game. So what they did was, they basically said, we did not expect this many people to actually be enjoying this game. Like, holy crap. Okay. We're gonna scratch the PSN requirement. So, we're gonna upgrade those servers, and, eventually we will make this a requirement. That's essentially what they did. And, when it came back around, people were very, people had a very adverse reaction to this, and, well, Sony saw it, and they said, okay, yeah, we're not going to make this mandatory. You can still do it, but we're not going to make it mandatory. Honestly, I respect that decision. Like, more companies should be like that.
We had a good thing, you stupid son of a bitch!
Yeah, we had an amazing thing, and, Sony almost ruined it, but they didn't. Hence, the title of the video. Yeah, this is a massive amount of countries. And again, I'm gonna say this. Who will really be playing this game in Antarctica? Like, really? Like, I need to know. If you're playing Helldivers 2 in Antarctica, please sound off in the comments. If your arms and legs aren't completely frozen off. I need to know. Are you truly playing this game in Antarctica? I mean, for certain games, Antarctica does have a server region. Has servers, but I don't know. It's wild to me. And yeah, it's wild that this game is not currently available in Japan anymore, essentially, because Sony was based out of Japan, so it's kind of wild that it's locked out. It's locked away from the country of origin of, Sony. That's kind of weird to me. Not gonna lie. Sony HQ. Snowy HQ. 100% liberated. We did it, my friends. We did it. The Sony shackles have been broken. The battle is won. Yeah, you get that. Positive reviews all around. Massive surge in positive reviews.
I love democracy.
Democracy prevails once more.
And that's how the West was won. Or, the solar system, the galaxy. Yeah, you get what I mean.
Wow. We did it. We actually did it. All you crazy bastards made a difference. What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and today we won a decisive battle.
The battle is over. We have won.
May 6th is a day that will live in Helldivers lore for all time. Victory was never in doubt. It actually was, but ladies and
yeah, I wouldn't say it was never in doubt. It really was, but we survived. We survived. It happened.
gentlemen, can I just say,
Your work here today has made the Chancellor a very heavy man.
Super Earth would be proud. The Ministry of Truth thanks you for your service. After this recent Helldivers controversy, it seems like things are finally calming down in the game industry, and we don't have to worry about any other major controversy.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, yeah, that did happen, didn't it? that did happen. God damn it. Hi-Fi Rush was a commercial success, and yet they shut down the studio. Like, I can understand why Arcane Austin was shut down, because, dear God, Redfall was, it definitely qualified to be a company killer, and you know it was, but Jesus Christ, yeah, this was not good. This was really bad.
And while the internet did get Sony to back down on this PSN network update,
Yep.
the war is not over. We still need to change a majority of these reviews to positive, or at least do so when the game is relisted and available in all the countries it was delisted from.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Excuse me. I'm just gonna say this. The player numbers have not fully recovered from what I can see. Because, you know, there are not as many people playing it on PlayStation, or like, there are not many people playing it listed in the servers now, as there were like prior to this. Like in the countries that it is still available, like there are not a lot of players in like certain areas of the game. So, and I would argue that, you know, that was due in part to like a lot of people openly quitting this game. So yeah, I don't know if the player numbers will ever actually truly get back to where they were, but yeah, damn, not a great situation.
This just in from the future. Apparently Sony has delisted the game from Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia.
Yeah, they delisted the game from the Baltic states. That is not great. Not so, like, yeah, they backed down from the PSN requirement rule that they were gonna make, but yeah, the game is still getting delisted. So, like, what are we doing here? Like, are we really, like, what's the plan here? I honestly don't know.
You can still play it, but if you refunded it, you can't purchase it again. So I have no fucking clue what is going on with Sony right now. But this is really stupid and dumb, and you should feel stupid and dumb, Sony. And they're doing the same with Ghosts of Tsushima. Like,
yeah, that this is why I said I think they're going to do this for all of their future releases on Steam. Like, it's not going to be available in the listed countries. So yeah, it's not good. Not a good situation, man.
but why don't you like money? Just sell the game without restrictions. Don't you think the Pope wants to play this?
Yeah. Oh god. Again, I have allergies. Sinuses are really, they're clogged. But yeah, like, you can't play it in Vatican City. That's unfortunate. That's really sad.
Well, he can't. But what am I talking about?
Yeah.
Well, if you're somehow out of the loop on this one and you didn't pay attention to any part of the internet for like 3 days, PlayStation announced that they were going to enforce their PSN network requirement in order for people to continue playing Helldivers on Steam. PC.
Yeah, keep in mind, this was always going to be a thing. It's just that, you know, the massive influx of people that came to play this game, you know, caused server instability, and they said, yeah, we're gonna keep, yeah, you know what, let's keep these players around, we're gonna fix our servers, and then we're gonna shaft them, essentially. So, yeah. That is, they always had this planned. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. And, you know, it did become a matter of if, because they walked it back.
PC players, of course, love being told what to do.
Yeah.
And there was immense backlash against this decision.
Yeah, if there's one community you shouldn't tell what to do, it's the PC community. Like, literally. You do not want to invoke their wrath, because... Dude, PC has League players. They have League players, dude. One of the most toxic communities in gaming. You shouldn't tell them what to do. Oh, fudge Muppets. Where was I? Where was I? Oh, god dang it all. Okay, I think I was, oh, yeah. I was up here.
Helldivers on Steam. PC players, of course, love being told what to do.
Yeah,
and
don't
there
tell
was
PC
immense
players what to do.
backlash against this decision for a variety of reasons. People who purchased this game would no longer be able to play it because you can't create PlayStation Network accounts.
Yep. So basically, Russia, obviously, China, Venezuela. Venezuela's over here. Pretty much all of Africa except for South Africa. I forget what's that. I think this is Yemen. But yeah, this is Bosnia Herzegovina. Yeah, Baltic states, Greenland, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. It's over here. I think this is Cambodia. Laos and Cambodia, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it's basically going to be banned in a lot of these countries, or it's already, you know, banned, heavily restricted, I should say. Yeah, and obviously North Korea. But then again, I'm going to say this again: who's really gaming in North Korea? If you're gaming in North Korea, sound off in the comments. Granted that you have access to YouTube. Oh god, they're gonna kill me. Okay, moving on.
In certain countries, sometimes they ask for like a fucking facial scan. Sony has had so many issues with data breaches and leaked info. There were a lot of reasons.
That was a big problem. Like, that was the big reason why this was so heavily this received such heavy backlash, was because Sony gets hacked like every quarter, essentially. Like 4 times a year, essentially, is pretty much, you know, the rate at which Sony gets hacked. So yeah, giving them your information is like ill-advised, even though a lot of us do play on PlayStation, which means they already have our information, which means, you know, we're already screwed.
Not to want this, and very few, actually there weren't really any good reasons to want it. Probably just some Sony executive who wanted to show on a PowerPoint presentation this increase in PlayStation Network accounts generated by Helldivers 2, seeing as it's one of the biggest games Sony has released this year. But witnessing the gaming community's efforts over the last week has been nothing short of spectacular. Everybody did their part, you know? Everybody did their part. Reddit, Discord, Twitter, YouTube.
I mean, well, I didn't really, because I still kept playing the game. Because, typically, things like this don't actually have much of an effect, so, like, why bother contributing when most of the time it's not going to do much? That is I know that's a not great mentality to have, but hey, it's kind of the truth in some regards. Not this was an exception to the rule, but hey.
It really is crazy how important this game has become in, like, the current zeitgeist. That was a wild few days, and regardless of how toxic things may have gotten at certain points, this reaction shows a massive love for Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of the saying, people boo because they want to cheer. We did a little booing.
Yeah.
We did a little booing. But I guess this is what happens when you condition a massive group of...
Yeah, that's a really good saying. People boo because they want to cheer. You know, that doesn't work in some regards, but hey, that's still true nonetheless.
Gamers into focusing all their efforts on a single task. Major order completed. We liberated Sony. Game is so good we had a campaign mission in real life. 10 out of 10. This is something to be very proud of.
Again, this stumps me. Like, what is this supposed? Is this supposed to be like Worms Battleground? Like, what are they? What are they doing? What are they doing?
I think, reversing this decision because it was very anti-consumer. I mean, this is the same community that killed, what, 2 billion Terminids within 24 hours? The Helldivers fan base is a force of nature.
Also, there is a major order active right now in which we have to kill like 3 billion. Like, it could either be both. It could either be Terminids or robots. So, we're pretty close, but I don't know if we're actually gonna make it. We might. I just don't know.
True. And I think it's one of the best gaming communities out there.
Yep.
Dude, earlier Spenny was saying,
literally, I've never seen a more, united community than the Helldivers community. That goes for like every single game, essentially. I've not seen a more united community than Helldivers 2. And that's commendable as hell, dude. No pun intended.
Spenny was saying he was a communist earlier. It was crazy.
That's exactly what a communist who would want me to be the communist, but he's actually the communist would say.
Well, that's exactly what a communist who's trying to pretend like what I'm saying to make you sound out. Well, okay. Also, the other thing about the Sony network account is that
I wish I had friends that played this game, but a lot of people in the communities I'm in have actually gotten really alienated because of this situation. So not a lot of them are coming back to play this game. That's sad, but it just goes to show you that something like this can leave a lasting impression on different communities, and it sucks. That's just the case. That's just the way things go.
you could try to use a VPN to work around it, but there is the chance that your account would just get banned by Sony if they detected that. So
yeah, I wouldn't do that again. I'm gonna say this, I would not do that. And not just for this game. I wouldn't do that for any game. Like, if you use a VPN, most likely, there's a chance that these companies won't really care if you use a VPN. There are other chances where using a VPN is against a certain company's TOS, and if you use a VPN, you run the risk of getting terminated, getting your account banned. So personally, I wouldn't do it myself, but hey, it's an option you have. It's very ill-advised, but you could.
really, all of these people, including a lot of friends of mine like Zanny, all these people would have just been screwed out of playing this game. And yeah, it fucking sucks. Also is the fact that retroactively forcing players to sign up when it wasn't mandatory when they bought the game, yeah, that's not going to go over well, because a lot of people would have just straight up lost access to the game they paid for, which is, that's an increasingly common thing in this era of modern gaming. No, Ubisoft, I want to be comfortable with.
Yeah, Ubisoft has been running into like a series of L's as of late. My video reacting to Critical's video about Assassin's Creed Shadows should be up by next week. Well, not this week, I should say. Yeah, Ubisoft has just been taking L after L after L, essentially. And also, on a related note to Ubisoft, yeah, I watched a stream of XDefiant. It definitely looks like it could run on last gen. It definitely does. I mean, could it run at 60 frames? Probably not, but hey, it looks like it could run nonetheless. So, and also, I found out that there was a closed beta test for last gen. I think it was last month. And they still canceled the last gen version of XDefiant for whatever reason. Why is this a big deal for me? I play on Xbox One. Xbox One is last gen. It can't play XDefiant. So And also, I was gonna make both stream and YouTube content of that game when it came out, but unfortunately, I don't have that option anymore because yeah, XDefiant is next gen exclusive now. That's a real damn shame. Ugh. It's so annoying, dude. It's so annoying. From what I've been hearing, XDefiant is really friggin' good. It's just so annoying, man. Ugh. Alright, I've harped on that for a while. Let's get back to Helldivers 2.
Owning my games. You know, PC gamers are a lot like Americans. They really don't like being told what to do.
Nope.
You make a good game, they'll buy it, play it, and mod.
Yeah, this is actually a really freaking amazing mod. It basically replaces everything with Star Wars stuff, like, you know, the super destroyers become Republic Venator class Star Destroyers. Helldivers armor is replaced with clones. It's really freaking interesting. I would play this mod, but you know, it's not available. Number one, it's not available on PlayStation. Obviously, that goes without saying. Number two, I think this might actually get a cease and desist from Disney pretty soon. I'm just saying, it's very likely that this is not going to be around for very long. It's cool. It looks cool. It's probably not gonna stick. It's probably not gonna stick around. Hate to say it, but yeah, it's just, it might just be, yeah.
It, and that's as simple as it should be. And how funny is this? After all of these protests,
Do you guys not have PS5? I have like PSN accounts. I don't think Blizzard is ever going to live that down, as they shouldn't. Like, that was a very stupid decision at BlizzCon 2018. But yeah, it still gets memed to death, honestly.
and complaints and mass online mobilization,
Yeah.
Sony didn't double down. They retracted immediately,
As
like
companies
3 days
should.
after. Oh, how Battlestate Games could learn a thing or two from.
Yeah, this was really bad. I was very close to actually reacting to Actaman's video on the Tarkov situation, but again, I watched it off stream, so not really much of a reason to react to it on stream. Then again, I'm re-reacting to this video, which yeah, that's happening right now.
You. I bring this up because it's interesting to see when a company fucks up and makes the right call to make things right. That's something that should be commended. Yeah, you shouldn't have fucked up in the first place, Captain Hindsight, of course, but then you look at Escape from Tarkov and the Battlestate Games scam, and they just kept doubling down until they dug themselves into their own.
After time. Yep. After time after time after time after time. And they just didn't stop. They just kept making worse. I don't understand their mindset. Then again, Battlestate Games isn't you know, a Western-based company, so their ethos might be a lot different from ours. But hey, it's universally just a very bad decision to double down this much. I feel bad for anybody that's still playing Tarkov, genuinely.
Grave. So thank God Sony had the wisdom and foresight not to do the same with Helldivers. It's like the reaction to the Unheard edition in Tarkov was the exact same reaction people had with Helldivers 2, albeit on a smaller scale.
But the reactions were like polar opposites of each other. Like, they were just so different. How did BSG think like the Unheard edition was a good idea when it openly was shafting people who bought the EOD version of the game? It was such a brain dead dead decision, dude.
I mean, this was a massive and unprecedented wave of complaints, the likes of which I don't think we've seen since the Battlefront 2 loot box fiasco. Helldivers 2 now has the most negative reviews among all paid games.
Again, seeing it ascend over Overwatch 2 will just always be absolutely insane to me. Keep in mind, the ratio of positive to negative reviews for Overwatch 2 is still massively in the favor of negative, but hey, it's just I don't understand how this game beat out Overwatch 2. it's incredible, dude. It's incredible.
That's insane that we reached that point. Also, what's funny is that this graph, the CEO is considering making this a cape design in the game. And it's so, God, I fucking love this game when even external controversies that happen in the real world can be injected into the game as some kind of lore. Also, this cape design.
Yeah, again, so I said this when I reacted to this first, but again, the clip couldn't be used because this video was muted. So what I thought was, make the blue part of like the super destroyer and make the red essentially the hell pods dropping down. Like that would make this a fire cape, by the way. Like if they did that, it would. I would get it. I don't know who wouldn't.
Design is fucking sick. Initially when this first happened, Sony announced this decision on like Friday afternoon, and corporations will typically announce something that might be controversial or may not go over well so that they don't have to address it until after the weekend, so they can kind of see what the reaction is. And when they announced this, I didn't think Sony would reverse course, I'll be honest, at first, because when complaining about
that was not on the forefront of my mind. Like, I was not thinking, okay, yeah, they're going to just reverse this. I thought, like, no, they were going to be that company that just doubles down, and a ton of countries would permanently lose access to the game. Like, I thought that's what would happen, but yeah, they walked it back, and now it's just up to Steam to relist the game for like the countries it was delisted in. It's up to Steam at this point. Like, the rest just falls on them.
About corporate bullshit and trying to have your voice heard and trying to make a difference as a consumer, it doesn't always work.
Nope.
It's even more rare when you're dealing with like a Japanese company or a company that there's a language barrier. Companies like Nintendo and Sony, although there's things we love about them, they're also pretty notorious in, like, at least in terms of our culture as a
Nintendo is really bad with copyright. That goes without saying. Like, I'm pretty sure there's actually a situation ongoing right now, I'm pretty sure, where Nintendo actually put out mass DMCAs on Gmod, I'm pretty sure, for a lot of assets ripped from or like one-to-one are Nintendo IPs, pretty much. And yeah, that's a really just like not great situation that's going on. I think it's going on still. It might already be over, but yeah, massive, like a surge of DMCAs on the end of Nintendo to just like several great mods on Gmod now, and they're gonna be gone pretty much. Yeah, they are really bad with copyright, and there are other instances that I'm kind of blanking out on, but yeah, that just goes to show you that Japanese companies do not really operate like Western companies. I mean, Western companies still can do mass DMCAs like that, but it's not really heard of. There are only like a few instances. There are only a few instances that I can think of, but yeah, just it's wild. It's like wild.
American, making decisions that are blatantly
Yeah, this is it. This is it. Garizmon is removing 20 years worth of Nintendo-related items from its Steam Workshop following takedown requests. It's Nintendo. Need more be said? No, it really not be. God, dude. Fans are not happy, as you can imagine. I would assume not. I would assume that fans are going to be a bit tilted over this decision, but hey.
anti-consumer or like mass copyright.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this too. YouTubers hit with an ungodly number of anime copyright strikes. Oh, damn, that was bad, dude. I forget who this guy is, but like I saw this situation. Oh wait, totally not Mark, yeah. Dude got blasted by like thousands of copyright strikes, and yeah, that essentially killed this channel, I'm pretty sure. Like that's why you have to be really tricky when it comes to you know, handling Japanese IP as a YouTuber, because you don't know when or where they're gonna strike you. So like that's why I'm so apprehensive about, you know, playing anything Nintendo on stream, or, you know, reacting to any anime on stream, because Jesus Christ, I don't want to have to deal with this. I don't want this to be me. Like, who would? It's a bad situation all around. Oh Lord, I'd hate to be this guy.
Claiming YouTube channels doing all they can to fight against piracy, but offering no alternatives for legacy titles.
Nope.
Stuff like
No
that.
alternatives.
But Steam.
Yeah. Nintendo actually got the Dolphin emulator taken off of Steam. Like, because the Dolphin emulator was initially going to be placed on Steam, but Sony, well, I keep saying Sony. Nintendo actually fought hard to, you know, not have it, because if you don't know about the Dolphin emulator, it's essentially the emulator used to play GameCube and Nintendo Wii games. So yeah, Nintendo openly fought against it, even threatened legal action. So the developers of the Dolphin said, okay, we're not going to place it on Steam. You can still download it anywhere on the internet, but we're not going to place it on Steam because we don't have to deal with that. And a lot of what was shown for like the Dolphin homepage on Steam were homebrew titles, so not even like Nintendo IPs, just homebrews. So that still didn't really help, because yeah, they were still gonna be threatened with legal action. So not a good situation.
Review scores are a language that everybody understands.
Yep.
And it got the point across. But you know, this is exactly what I was talking about with my, you know, why are AAA games getting worse video.
Yeah, we did react to that yesterday, and oh god, that's gonna be like live on either Sunday or next Monday. We'll have to wait and see.
You don't need more cooks in the kitchen with Helldivers 2.
Nah.
Things are running smoothly. The kitchen is running fine.
Yep.
And this felt like Sony trying to inject the AAA into Helldivers 2. It doesn't need this.
Yeah.
The food is amazing.
That would not be good. Like, you would definitely get a lot of people who would just like be permanently turned off of the game if they actually went through with this. And not just because they couldn't play it, like, you would get a lot of people in North America that just, like, you know, Canada, US, Mexico, even, like, in some of the European countries, like, you would get a lot of people that just would not play the game again if they went through with this. And, yeah, this would have been disaster. This would have been, like, a nightmare scenario, dude.
Okay. Oh my god!
Bro. Oh my god. Yeah, a similar thing happened to me. Oh my god. I feel that, homie. Good God, he got freaking crushed. Damn.
Now, when the game was delisted from Steam from like 177 countries,
Yeah.
people initially blamed Sony, but I think this was like a Valve thing.
Yeah,
that they
it was a
saw,
Valve,
oh
like,
shit,
Steam sort
all
of
these
situation.
people are not going to be able to play the game anymore. We better take it off the store right now.
And keep in mind, I think Valve will actually relist the games. Even though they just, you know, delisted in the Baltic regions, I think they will, you know, overturn like their decision and just like relist the game pretty much in all these places, because there's really no sense of keeping it delisted when this isn't going to go through. It doesn't make any sort of sense, basically.
Maybe that's what got through to Sony. I don't know. Probably a combination of everything. You know, Helldivers 2 has been as fun as any co-op game I've ever played with friends.
Oh my God.
Oh boy, we both survived.
Wow.
Hell yeah, put her there.
Yeah.
Put her there.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
That was a close dude. If I had $50 for every single time I died to a mine, you know, I'd probably be able to get a gaming PC by now. Like, Jesus, the mines are just placed in the most precarious like locations, and I always end up running into them. Oh my God, it's so bad, dude.
Holy shit. I think it's a masterpiece, and I don't think we've ever seen a live service game do as much right as Helldivers 2.
Nope,
So
I
it's
don't think we have
important to
either.
preserve this thing that we love and keep it from going down the wrong corporate greedy path. Arrowhead also just released the 4th premium war bond for the game in like 3 months. Like, this 4 battle passes in 3 months.
Yeah, this is probably the one that I'm gonna end up getting, because, you know, this looks a hell of this weapon right here looks a hell of a lot like the battle rifle from Halo, and if you know me, I'm a big fan of the Halo space shooter game myself. So yeah, I'm probably gonna end up getting, you know, Polar Patriots. I just need to get enough super credits to actually be able to get it, but yeah, you can pretty much find super credits every other mission, so it shouldn't be that hard for me.
Months. They're just going off, man. This game has seen an incredible amount of updates in such a short amount of time, and while there's people complaining about this thing getting nerfed and balanced patches, that's the way it should be, you know? We shouldn't be complaining like, oh, I'm never going to be able to play this game with my friend who lives in this country again. So I'm glad that it's gotten back to business as usual. Now, unfortunately, though there is cause for celebration, this is going to have long-standing effects, I think, with Sony's titles coming to PC, and
Yeah, they're going to make this. They're going to make the PSN a requirement for like every one of their other games going forward. That's my you know, prediction. This situation won't, you know, be a thing, because they're going to do this regardless for like all their other games. Helldivers was a victory, don't get me wrong, but don't expect to see this happen for like their other titles, because it's probably not going to, you know. Ghost of Tsushima's gonna have a PSN requirement. You know, like whatever they do with any of the Naughty Dog games they put out, it's probably gonna happen. If there's another Horizon game, it's probably gonna have a PSN requirement. If there's you know, a God of War game, another God of War game, it's probably gonna be a requirement. This is a rare W for us, but it's just that it's a rare W. We're probably not gonna see this again. Just saying, this is probably like the 1 in a million.
it also definitely put a negative light on Helldivers 2 and Arrowhead Studios, because they took a lot of the blame for this as well. And while it's true that Arrowhead could have done a better job of informing people that this was something that was coming, I think it's unfortunate that a publisher can do so much damage to a developer's reputation and squander so much goodwill that has been built up. I mean, it got pretty heated. Some of the community managers were going off, and that's the
Yeah, I'll go back to this. Give me a second. I'll go back to that. Yeah. Fired after Helldivers 2 community manager fired after encouraging negative reviews. Yeah, as a community manager, you probably shouldn't do that. If you you definitely can't do that, because you're going to get terminated. I mean, I can understand it. I could somewhat respect it. You're still probably losing your job. Just saying.
Off, and that's the hard thing about working in a business where you have to deal with people. You can't go off and tell people to review bomb the game. I respect the hell out of it, because you're essentially telling people how to.
Yeah, you're essentially telling people to stick it to the man, and yeah, respectable but not professional, unfortunately. Yeah, that sucks, but again, there has to be a level of professionalism in the workplace, so.
Make a difference, but obviously you can't do that. Kind of the same way, like if you've ever worked retail and you just wanted to tell a customer to go fuck themselves, you can't do that. There's a certain
God, I wish you were able to, though. Like, that's one of the things I dread about actually finding an on-site job is, dude, I feel like I would definitely get terminated like the first week, well, the first few weeks if that ever happened, because I'm not really, because I don't really want to be one to take to take crap from other people, but hey, good lord, man.
like, you have to play the politics when it comes to dealing with companies and corporations. But this PSN update was clearly just not thought out well at all. I mean, you had the CEO, PlayStation Network isn't supported by my country. What do I do? I don't know.
Yeah, that's not reassuring. That's really not reassuring. If you know the I'm guessing it's like one of the devs. If one of the devs says they don't know, that's really not a good thing, man. That's really not a good sign.
Apparently this was also not in the end user license agreement, and it was listed as optional.
Yep.
But Sony changed it. Do I have to sign into PSN to play a PlayStation game on PC?
It's optional.
Signing in is optional. Some PlayStation games may require you sign in and link an account for PSN.
Thank God for the Wayback Machine. Just saying. Thank God, because we can hold them accountable for this.
They try to pull a Tarkov, man, but the internet doesn't forget. So while some of the community managers may have been going off a little too hard, I think the CEO has conducted himself almost flawlessly.
Oh, the CEO.
At least in what
Okay.
he's had to say on everything. Taking accountability for things he could have done better. And I think Pilestead is just a great guy and a great leader from what I've seen. From the outside looking in.
So
now,
well.
what are the long-term ramifications this is going to have? Well, I think Sony is going to make it a point whenever they add games to PC that you're going to need a PSN account right off the rip. And it seems like
it's an inevitability. Like this again. Helldivers was the rare win, but don't expect to see this again. Don't expect to see, it being an optional thing for any of their other games, because it's most likely not going to be. They're most likely going to make this mandatory for like any of their other like future titles down the line. So yeah, it sucks, but unfortunately, that's the way it is.
Doing this with Ghosts of Tsushima, at least on the multiplayer side. So if you don't live in a PSN country and you buy the game, you can only play single player. It's like, why not make it optional? This is what I don't understand about Sony's approach to this. You get more flies with honey than with vinegar, right?
Yeah.
If you want people to create a PSN account and link it when they play PlayStation games on PC, incentivize them. Don't force it, incentivize. I feel like if this was an option for Helldivers 2 and Sony was like, yeah, link your PSN account and get 500 super credits.
Yeah, essentially, you gotta make an incentive. You gotta make an incentive. Yeah, incentive. Like, get 500 super credits, free piece of armor, free helmet, free cape, and essentially you get perks for signing up with your account. that's a much better way to do. That's a much better way to actually do it, and you're gonna get a lot of people who actually, you know, do sign up with a PSN account. But yeah, you shouldn't just force it down somebody's throat. You shouldn't just force it down people's throats without, you know, giving them some sort of, you know, concession for the trouble.
It's an option, and you're incentivized to do it. You could still show that you're getting new accounts, and that businessman could still go into the fucking PowerPoint meeting and be like, yeah, our numbers are up. You know what I mean? Incentivize instead of enforce.
Yeah.
Man, what a whirlwind of emotions this must have been for the devs over those 3 days. Imagine like 8 years of hard work essentially being thrown in the dumpster for at least 3 days.
Yeah,
you think like this
yeah,
is...
and like, imagine you build up a sandcastle and it just gets crumbled, and it just gets like crushed and crumbled in like 2 seconds. That would, like, you spent like 30 minutes on like this epic sandcastle, yes. Spent 30 minutes on this epic sandcastle, and it just gets crushed by an incoming wave in like less than 2 freaking seconds, dude. That would be so terrible, dude. Yeah, that's what almost happened.
Over. Everything's going perfect, better than you imagined, and then some out-of-touch corporate overlord comes in and says, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Captain Fuck It Up. So I'm glad out of all of this, we got the good ending. I'm still gonna play Helldivers 2. Yep. I think it's an absolute gem of a game. Still my pick for Game of the Year 2024. We'll see if something else comes out that beats it. But in the end, it's a game about freedom. The weapons you choose, the people you play with, and keeping that freedom alive of player choice will keep the game alive. Indeed, I really hope Helldivers becomes like a staple franchise in the industry, and hopefully Sony learns from this and doesn't enforce any bullshit going forward, right? We have enough cooks in the kitchen right now.
I'm gonna say this. I think you're gonna find another way to screw it up. I think they will. I'm not holding my breath for anything. They have the capacity to screw it up. I think they're going to do that. I think they're gonna find a way to mess things up even further, and yeah, not great.
Now things are going swell. Yeah, Helldivers, I just apparently love sucking its cock. This game is so special, unique, and awesome, and it's something that all of my friends are on board with. Like, people I know online, people I know in real life, so it's really just a special game with a once-in-a-lifetime kind of community. And, yeah, that was the day Helldivers 2 almost died. But what do you think about the whole fiasco? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the Act Man for more awesome content. Alright everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act Man signing out. Peace!
Listen up, Spartans. It's Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief Sierra 117. Subscribe to the Act Man for awesome content and finish the fight.
Yeah, that's really cool that he actually got the voice of Master Chief to do a cameo for his channel. That's really neat. But yeah, again, I'm pretty sure that Sony's gonna find a way to just absolutely screw things. That's the pessimist in me, but hey, it could be accurate. Here's a link to the video. Oh boy.